Well, all right. Happy Monday, everybody. Let's jump right into it. Thank you for tuning in. Lots of questions over the weekend, lots of calls over the weekend on this subject matter. So, the H-1B visa was announced that as of midnight, I believe last night, it was going to go into an effect for different amounts and everything else. But before we dive into what's happened, let's just give you a quick refresher. A lot of folks that are on this call are either home buyers, lots of realtors watch these videos, as well as builders. So let's explain this to everybody just real quick, high level. So an H-1B visa is the ability to bring over talent from other parts of the world to work here in the U.S. Under the sponsorship of their employer. The visa typically itself is good for 3 years, and usually there's a 65,000 visa cap per year. I've heard a lot of different numbers from folks out there saying that, yeah, there's 400, 500,000 people that we give these visas to. That's inaccurate. It's 65,000 cap for folks that have a college degree, and an additional 20,000 cap for folks that have U.S. master's degrees. Okay, so 85,000 total. Now, as of fiscal year 2026, 336,000 folks have applied. They've picked 118,000, but they do that, they overpick just to make sure that if they go through the process and there's some denials and no-shows, etc. So by law, only 85,000 visas can be approved. And also they went through, I think they did this under the last administration, if I remember right. There was a beneficiary centric system, meaning that if the same person applied at three different tech companies, they didn't get three different applications in or three different chances to win the lottery, right? And then last but certainly not least, if you're picked, your employer would file all your paperwork and petitions for you. And the fees before the 21st of September were typically around $6,000, depending on the size of the company. The INS charges a little bit more to companies that are larger versus smaller as far as employee size. Okay, so this is what it used to be. Now, let's go back. So what is it now? Well, now the fee has been raised to $100,000 for new H-1B applications. The administration says they're still debating whether or not they're going to charge it at $100,000 per year, allowing the employer basically make installments for their employees, or charge them $300,000 up front. They haven't gotten that figured out yet. The stated goal in the proclamation is to push companies to hire more American workers, but still allow highly skilled foreign talent. And there's also a new route here that he has proposed, which is this Trump Gold Card that you see there, of which for a $1 million fee for the individuals, or $2 million if the company is paying it, they can get fast track and go through the system. Really, at this point, what we see as far as industries at risk are tech industry, probably the first and foremost, and then other sectors that rely on the H-1Bs. Think research, development, things of that nature. Okay, so as of this point, what we know is that folks with current H-1Bs visas now are not affected by any of this. It is unclear as to what happens when that H-1B, because it's good for only 3 years, expires, and will this $100,000 be tacked on to folks that were already here on an H-1B? We just don't know what we don't know yet. Okay. What does it all mean for the market, you ask? Well, hasn't really gotten to the market yet, but here's what we do know from last week. So if you recall, I've been on here. If you were one of our clients who locked in their refinance, congratulations, brilliant timing, and good job locking when I told you to lock. Since the Federal Reserve announced the quarter point reduction, the market, as I've told you before, has stumbled downwards. The good news is that we have several floors of support beneath us in the way of moving averages. So it's not like this thing's going to go down to a free fall and just go off the charts. I do think that there's some profit taking place in the bonds because these are still very, very much so expensive and overbought at this point. So when that happens, you'll see a little bit of bond traders trimming the fat. What does that look like from last week to this week, you ask? 6.25 last week nationally, average. Today, 6.35, so 10 basis points up nationally. Jumbo up just a couple of ticks only. And please do remember, these are national averages. They're based on purchase loans, not refinance rates. and they have a 25% down requirements to come up with these with a 780 credit score. So your scores could be different. Okay, well, hang in there this week. We'll have a lot more information on our Instagram channel as the H-1B saga kind of unfolds here for you. As always, I do appreciate you watching. Please do subscribe, like, comment, and share so others will be as smart as you are with all of this stuff. And reach out to me if you have any problems, especially if you're in an H-1B world right now and you're panicked and you're worried about buying. Definitely give me a call and I'm happy to talk you through all the specifics to your situation. Okay? Take good care. See you next week.